I didn't.
Okay. Go play Tegan. Go play Tegan.
Little chunky butt.
Go play Tegan. I have no clue, actually.
All right. So stream's live.
Stream's gone live. Hey,
Sort
welcome
of.
back.
Fucking it all
We're
up.
We're
But-
streaming on you live. Ooh, open up your mouth, kids.
Yeah, go watch Morphle. Morphle.
Ugh, that gave me the chills so bad. I like the next weird question of the week, by the way.
Go play Tegan real quick.
Have either one of you guys played Multiverses yet?
No.
Love it.
Did you play it?
The most, like, only after the kids have gone through everything, they were like, eh. I played one round to get beat up by Steven Universe's Superman.
Okay, cool.
Story
Well, I want
of
to
my
talk.
life.
I want to talk about it a little bit.
Story of my life.
Yeah, I don't remember even the last video game I haven't played for a while. Dad Life. Sometimes.
I was playing Rising Sun the other day. Played some Multiverses, Rocket League.
It's Super Smash Brothers, DC Warner Brothers style.
Yeah.
Very just streaming thing.
Yeah.
Is it online? Not a physical
I
copy.
no, I think you can download it on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get it physical. It's free to play game,
Cool.
so I doubt it. No.
I guess I'm just old school and I like physical games.
Yeah, I like to play like a lot of games, you know? And especially competitive games. And I'm not a fighting game person other than Smash Brothers. And you're going to throw out a pretty good Smash clone with all the Warner Bros. Characters for free? Yes.
I think they try to do that with Mario Kart. Like
All
the
right,
Nickelodeon
we're not talking about this
game.
yet. I have a podcast that we talk about this. We can't get all of it all out in the beginning. You bastards. You set me up. Are we ready?
Let me think. Maybe.
Does that say Pikachu body pillow?
Yeah,
Oh my.
you'll see. Let's go, bro. Let's do this. Right there.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
I never know. You always surprise me right out of the gate. I'm like, oh, he's doing it. Gotta shut my face.
And then bam, it's like a boot to the face of what he's gonna say.
Bitch. All right. You do your thing. I'm just gonna hang out.
Welcome back to the Retronomipod, a nostalgia and pop culture podcast where we discuss things from our past, our present, and our future. I'm still listening to myself in my ears, if you can't tell. I'm like stuttering over words. So the person that's going to have to carry the show today is the one and only best friend, redheaded co-host, Rick. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Just call me Atlas. I will shoulder the responsibility of this Retronomipod and carry it into the future.
Yeah. I don't believe you because we actually brought on backup today. Like,
I know.
for the third time, a Retronomipod first twice is, if that's a thing, special guest
Let's
Drew.
do this. Hey guys, back
Yeah.
at it once again.
Yeah, it's like you're related to someone on the show or something. I don't know. You just have like this weird in. I know we didn't pick you up off the streets.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. I'm always on the street corners at the right place at the right time.
That's how we got him the first time. It only cost $20.
Oh, you could have got him so much cheaper.
Well, don't tell him that now.
Oh, inflation. It's inflation.
Yeah.
I'm on the payroll.
Gas is coming down, whoring, going up.
Exactly.
Oh, well, I'll tell you guys, it's going to be a weird episode, right? I'm going to top it off at top of the show. Top. No nostalgia this week.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
We-
put it out there.
I mean, we got so much news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con that it was kind of like that episode would be a 4-hour episode for us to get on top of all the stuff that's come out, plus any kind of nostalgia. Woo!
It's gonna be good times.
I know what we do have, though, because we have it every week.
The weird question of the week. What state looks the most appetizing? Feel free to pull up a map of the United States. If you
Now, I
need
think
to
I
look
can
at it.
visualize most states,
know.
right? I already have an answer. I have an answer
Oh.
for this.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun when they're color coded. You know, when they color the map for you, so you're like,
color
"Ooh, that
card.
because it kind of adds a little bit of a candy flair to it, where you're like, "Ooh, that Connecticut though."
So that's kind of where my mind's at, right? Is I was thinking, you know, that Vermont, New Hampshire drumstick double set they got up there, slathered in some barbecue. No, fuck that. We're hot wings.
No, I'm gonna go for the dick of the United States, Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I thought about this too, right? Because they've already they've shaved the bad part. You just got the long part to eat.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go Texas on that one.
Texas,
Texas looks like a nice piece of steak.
a meaty piece.
That's true, but that's like one of those challenge steaks. Like that's a, Johnson and Johnson
72
steakhouse
ounce.
been around since 1934. 89-ounce steak. Like where the fuck is this cow? Show me the cow.
That is the cow.
Yeah.
There it is. That's it.
Do it in an hour, or else it's not free. Or you got California, the elbow of the United
It's like,
States.
but it's like bacon.
bacon. Yeah, it is kind of like bacon. You're right.
It just looks like bacon. And then you got like Hawaii. That's like little. Those are the chicken nuggets of the sea.
Just a
You
little-
know. I don't know. It just, I guess, it depends on what you want. You
Yeah,
could
it's
eat a
like-
glove in
Ugh.
Michigan.
Where are you at? Where do you live in Michigan?
Right there.
Yeah, I'm like the third knuckle on the ring finger of the hand.
Oh, okay. so
yeah.
you're- you're
I
in
know
down
exactly
Michigan
where you're
for
from.
sure.
Nah, that's an easy way to. Yeah. I don't know if I want anything up north. That's like all the frozen food section.
No Alaska for you. Get some seal blubber.
Ooh, I'll keep you warm.
I don't know. I think you're just assuming that I don't think Alaska looks like a seal. Are we talking about what's food that's within the state or what state looks like food?
Just what state looks most appealing? Like
It's
I mean,
I look.
the least appealing has got to be Colorado, Wyoming, right? Because
It's
they're identical.
square.
Because they're just
but
like, here, it's a stupid rectangle. Have fun. No,
Pop-Tart?
It's a TV dinner.
toaster strudel.
And then you got Oklahoma that looks like a tomahawk steak. That little oof.
Oh yeah, the
coming off
panhandle.
of it.
It's all
Hey,
gristle.
yeah, or like a lamb chop. Look, I'm
wins
from
it.
Indiana. It doesn't look like much.
No, not really.
Really kind of a sucky state. It's like a skinnier version of Ohio, which is like true of the people that live there.
It's the forearm of the glove, basically.
Yeah, true.
that you get off from steak. Like, oh, there you go.
It does a job, but it's like, it's all right. It's real mid, just mid level.
Yeah, and you don't really like, Kentucky, Tennessee, and both of the Carolinas kind of just look the same. They're practically the same state, just flip flopped on mirrors.
It is weird,
isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're all
I'm sticking with my first answer.
Florida. Gotcha.
No, I don't want the dick of the. No.
I think I'm switching to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's not a bad call.
The tomahawk.
Yeah,
I'll do the tomahawk steak.
Not more of a no.
The fact
it is.
The fact it looks like a freaking frying pan to begin with just conjures food. So
yeah, I can conjure my Vermont, New Hampshire wings.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with a wing, man. Give me that.
I don't know. I ate like shit yesterday, right? Like just absolute garbage. And I'm on a fast right now. It's 1:00. I still haven't eaten. I don't know if I'll eat today. It's been one of those weekends.
Sounds good.
Anyways, before we get into some of the news, I played games.
Yeah, you did. What did you play, buddy?
I played a game, not games. Multiverses, dude. So this is the Smash clone with WB characters, which is ridiculous concept because they have LeBron James and Arya Stark, Velma, Shaggy, no Scooby-Doo.
Maybe he'll become like a DLC or something.
Yeah, they've got the option for a lot of DLC.
Yeah, like you think about Cartoon Network alone and the amount of characters they could pull from that.
Imagine getting like an Ed, and Eddie.
Like Courage.
Gumbo, I'm ready.
Like Courage, how do we dog on there?
Yeah, Courage would be good, but only if I could play as the old man and lady. I don't want to play as the dog.
Burgess and
Miriam.
And, yeah.
Who's this bag?
Yeah, Eustace.
It's not bad. Like I think there's definitely going to be DLC for this because who they have
100%.
right now is pretty great. Like it's a nice wide swath of characters, but they need to introduce some more.
Well, it's technically still an open beta. Like it's not even. It's early access technically.
Dude.
Which is interesting because it's good. It's like good right now. I've been playing as Finn from Adventure Time. That was my first go-to.
Oh, yeah. You got to start Finn.
He's a sword fighter. That's what I played in Smash.
Brawler, let's go.
Yeah, you just run up and...
Punching him.
Superman. It's the second one I leveled up.
I played him once, and it was, like, real okay.
He has a real cheap move, which is, like, flying at you and grabbing you, and then he can like throw you, like when he does the Superman flight. If you run into someone, he'll grab you and he'll like carry you a little bit further, and then you can punch. And so like the trick is you just fly into people and then throw them and then fly them into them again, and you're at the edge of the screen, so you just
keep knocking them off.
Dude, just pissed off people. I have pissed off a lot of people. I've also got washed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game. It's fun for what it is. I think you and I have talked about how fun it would be if they did a Disney clone of Smash Brothers. With their wide variety of wildness.
I think I don't know if they would hop on it because, like, I mean, first of all, the amount of work you'd have to put into a game to compete with Smash Brothers in that platform fighter character or category, it's just like, it's really not worth the money because you're not going to beat Nintendo and the Nintendo characters in an established game at a platform. You're just not going to do it. And Disney already had enough problems putting Kingdom Hearts together, and they're just gonna roll with that.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a. I don't know. It'd still be cool. I'm just thinking if it's similar, like it'd be fun to be able to womp on some people with some of the deep cuts they have.
It would take the beginning lineup didn't look too bad, It would take a pretty good lineup for the beginning cast.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty great.
I'm surprised they don't have like Tommy Pickles on there or something.
Tommy.
Oh well,
Tommy.
Nicktoons has their own.
Yeah, they
Oh,
came out with
It's
the,
$40.
Oh shit!
So Nicktoons All Star Brawl is $40. It released without voices, and so like it kind of had a rough release, right? Now they've patched some of that stuff in, but then WB comes out and releases theirs for free. Voices, everything's practically done. They're putting out a Founders Edition, which is, if I'm not mistaken, just allows you to get like all the characters and some special stuff. But they put their fighters on like rotation, and you just rotate free fighters until you get enough gold to buy them. I bought 3 characters in 8 hours of game time, plus the rotating, so not too bad. It's good though. I like it.
Oh, Invaders then.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool concept. The fact they have Ren and Stimpy alone is.
They get Reptar
For Nicktoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I've wanted to play it. I just cannot give them the $40.
Hard to justify it.
Especially with like the problems you hear about.
And
yeah,
with,
it's just hard to justify.
And with no voiceover, that's a little hard.
Well, yeah.
You're playing
like, they just
quiet movie at that point.
The thing is too is like All-Star Brawl apparently was good as well. Like all their fighting, they took a lot of pros advice for like the fighting style, the things you should be able to do that makes a good platform fighter. And like they actually delivered on that, but then they just kind of left everything else out. I was just like, yeah, put it out.
Stadiums are cool in it.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's fun that they're trying to put out these like Smash Brother clones.
But the thing is, like when you deal with Smash Brothers, like you're dealing with a company that's been doing Smash Brothers since what, 99?
You're stepping up to the king and like here's my business, and he's like, all right.
Why the last Smash Bros games are still introducing characters?
Well, what's even crazier like about that whole situation is Nintendo doesn't want Smash Brothers to be in like major fighting tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Like they pulled out of Evo. They were like, we will not have a Super Smash Ultimate at Evo. They just didn't want to be a part of it. So it's weird because like Nintendo doesn't really fuck with Smash, like low-key, and other fighting games just aren't Smash.
Yeah.
So it's like a real conundrum, right? There's a fighting game waiting to take that spot competitively.
When I think what happened is like Smash Brothers made a step where people can't reach yet.
No.
Like they made a goal where they're like, all right, like I'm on King of the Hill. If you want to try to knock me down, good luck.
Yeah,
like,
it's
we'll still walk all over any of your clones that you want to come out with.
It's Nintendo. They have the best lineup of characters ever.
They introduce, characters from Final Fantasy and Super Smash Bros. And that's like
all your Sega stuff. Look, one of my favorite characters in Ultimate was Little Mac, who is the guy you play in Punch Out.
Right?
And it's just like, that guy shouldn't have any right to be a part of any universe.
Well, if you think about it, they introduced the Game & Watch characters.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, Game & Watch. Like, wow. But they still did it. Nintendo's like, yeah, all right. You want to come out with these clones. We're going to introduce people with, Final Fantasy. Good luck competing with that. Like, no matter what character you want to bring to the table, like, we're going to out-competitor you with characters.
Anyways, Multiverses, which is what we originally started talking about, is good. It's free, and you can get it on everything. It's like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. I'm playing on PC with a PS4 controller.
Yeah. I'm
And
excited
it
to see
feels
who
great.
else. It's fun. More games.
That's what we need in life.
More
games.
good online
good
games.
Speaking of games,
Oh snap!
so we're going to talk a little bit about Drew's saga. I'll let him explain the whole situation and start
Oh,
from
boy.
the beginning, let people know kind of what you've been going through as I show off some of the games.
So, as soon as I found out that Intellivision was coming back, I was playing the original Intellivision, and I found out, hey, Tommy, I can't think of his last name.
Tellerica.
Yeah, like he bought Intellivision. He's like, okay, I'm bringing it back. And I'm like, sweet. Like as soon as I heard that, I'm like, all right, I'm in. And he's like, they're at that point they're like, okay, we're doing pre-orders, $100 pre-orders, and I did the pre-order for the Founders Edition, so it's the wood grain, like the original Intellivision.
Yes.
It's signed by everybody that's involved with the Intellivision, Amico, and I'm like, all right, I'm good with that. And you get all these like bonuses. So then like they're like, okay, we're planning for 2020. And I was like, all right, then COVID hit. Well, COVID put like a big damper on that. And
Yeah,
then
on
it was
everything.
he like kind of like stringing it out. Oh, it's going to get pushed back to this date. It's going to get pushed back to this date and this date. And it just kept going and going. And so eventually people started losing hope in this console.
Yeah.
Like this console's a flop. Excuse me. And so then they introduced, because we're not doing the console right now, we're gonna do these games. It's an 8-pack for $150. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. When the console comes out, at least I'll have games for it. And then it's like, all right, they're like, the console should be out a year after the games come out. So, get ready. And so again, like they keep on dragging you around. I was like, all right. So then I'm on these different pages on Facebook, and people are like, oh, I'm losing hope. I try to cancel my pre-order, and they're not giving me my money back. It's like these people are getting like tagged. Like, man, like I dropped $100 for a pre-order, and you don't want to give me my money back. So then for a while, they're like, it's a dead system. So anybody that pre-ordered it, you're screwed. You're not getting your money back. The games that you just bought are pretty much just shelf decorations.
Yeah, no shit.
And I bought 14 games. So I bought 8, so I could play and have, open and all that. And I bought another 8 that's then be sealed. I got protective sleeves for them. I'm like, all right, maybe
That's
eventually
16,
those be.
sir.
Oh, okay, whatever. 16 games, this guy. And they're in wraps and all that, and then later find out they're like, this system is not coming out.
They just they officially announced that you're not going to get it?
Not yet, but it's like the little hints that they're trying to get at it with you. You're like, all right. So then I just found out today that Tommy stepped down from CEO, and another person picked it up.
He's like, hey, bro, I'm out of this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
A little bit like, okay, was he like screaming, scamming people for money?
Yeah,
like,
well, I don't know if I would like necessarily assume that he was like scamming people, but was maybe overzealous in the venture. Was like, oh, we can definitely do this. The fact that they like produced physical games and sent those out without a console to play on is really the travesty here.
Okay, and bad thing is they're not physical.
Are they download codes?
Yes. So you have
disgusting.
to tap. You tap it to the system.
Ugh.
And
at least it's a little like a card.
Yeah, it looks like the original.
It's
game
cool.
system.
It's better than you opening it up and there's a QR code where you download it to your Amico app. And it just downloads to the system.
With these games, you get like a cool little collector coin, a hologram of the box art. And so I'm like, all right, So today I found out that somebody else is taking over the Intellivision, the Amico name. But bad thing is, since he's done that, they've had to fire a whole bunch of people on the, a whole bunch of people that work there to try to push out the console now. So
now they're out of money.
Yeah, you're making people lose their jobs to push out a console that you've been talking about since 2018.
Oof.
Like, you have all these people that's helping you out, try to build this system, and they're like last year or 2 years ago, they went on tour with the system to different museums for people to try. So they do have a working system that physically works and plays games, but it's like just getting past like the production point is like their hard part. Like they just can't find anybody to produce it, and you're just like after a while you're like, all right, like
This is
do
gross.
do I give up hope
Yes.
or do I just keep going? And of course, the kind of person I am, like I'm like I still have hope for this console.
Well, you already have the money in. You're assumably not getting it back.
No, yeah, no.
So at this point, it's just a waiting game to hope that you get an email at some point that's like, hey, bud, thanks for sticking with us. Please pay us $250 more, and we actually have something to send you.
I want to take their beginning of mid last year, beginning of this year, you could pre-order it from Best Buy. They had pre-orders from Best Buy. They had pre-orders from GameStop.
Well,
They
we
had
don't
pre-orders
pre-order anything from GameStop because they may just be closed.
Right. But like they're like, okay, you can go out to these retailers now and pre-order it, and then out of nowhere, ghost. People are like, there's no more pre-orders.
I mean, this shit's been happening on Kickstarter for years, right? People get a bunch of money and then all of a sudden,
And like you think with the name behind Tommy, where it's like, all right, like you have a good name behind your back. Like you've done a lot for the video game world.
at this point, it's hard to trust like old video game companies because like Atari's trying to make a hotel. Like it's just like you guys are really just make a cool PC game.
Look, it's already released at what is it, CVS or whatever that console was that they released a couple years back.
Yeah, they're the like home
But it's like,
computer.
at least they released the system. Like Intellivision's
Yeah.
still over here like, oh, we'll get to it eventually. We don't know when. It's eventually going to happen.
Yeah,
Or
they're building a
probably not.
VR system.
So like, of course, and I think what really sold me on the Amiga is like they're gonna have an Earthworm Jim exclusive, and I'm like, man,
Oh,
like,
I
who doesn't
heard
wanna
about
see
this. Yes.
Earthworm Jim. Like, I want another Earthworm Jim.
Someone will leak that. Like, if the system never comes out, if they've actually developed that game, someone will drop that ROM somewhere. It'll be out there.
Oh, yeah.
They did it with Star Fox 2. That's why they put it on the NES Classic.
Exactly.
They were going to drop the ROM anyway. So, we'll get
But
to
of
see that.
course-
That's crazy, though.
That's been like my whole battle. Is like you just keep reading. They're like, okay, I'm losing hope. Oh no, there is hope again. Okay, I'm losing hope. Of course, there's hope, and you're just like, what do I do at this point? Like,
Chill. Hope for the
then of
best.
course the kind of person I am, I'm like, I'm on the full board. I've already buckled my seatbelt. I'm
Yeah.
ready for that.
You're
I'm
a Star
going
Wars
down with this
fan,
motherfucker.
so you know what it's like to be a part of something that's like
Wait, I'd say more.
great and then not, and then great and then not.
I'd say more Aliens at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
like,
that's true, too.
Aliens had good movies, and then they had their movies that you're like, ooh, yeah.
Oh, why did you do that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but like I got my Castlevania finally from Limited Run.
Oh yeah.
And
And
it was 14 months. 14 months? I've
Okay,
never,
so I
never
ordered something. I've ordered something from Loot Crate,
Oh yeah,
and it was a year ago, and I finally got an email saying, "Oh, it shipped."
yeah. It's a limited edition Ted Lasso loot crate. In fact, I did an unboxing video of that box a while ago. You can check it out on our YouTube page, Retronomipod on YouTube. But yeah, it's funny that he just now got the hey, keep an eye out because this is going to be finally delivered after.
After a year of you waiting, it's finally coming to
crazy.
you.
like why? Why do you do this to me?
It's so wild, man.
That's crazy.
But well, from one bummer to another, like we like to do. Sometimes we start with the sad stuff, people dying and stuff. Well, something else is dying. It looks like the Choco Taco is going by the wayside.
This is heartbreaking.
This is devastating news.
Yes.
Because
I don't know if I ever knew that Klondike owned this.
I think that's the biggest thing to come out of it is that so many people are like, "Wait, Klondike made that?
Klondike?
Woo, woo,
I remember there for a while. I don't remember seeing Choco Tacos in stores. It was always in ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Every
was
time you saw
only
ice cream,
in ice cream trucks.
and then like when you found out that it's like King Soup, you're like, holy shit!
Oh,
Yes.
revelation.
I don't have to get my ass ran over running after the ice cream truck to try to get my goddamn Choco
Which-
Taco.
Look, I'm all for everyone deserving a job. We are not putting the right people in those ice cream trucks. They look like the ice cream trucks in horror movies. I heard there
That's the thrill of it, though.
there's one
You're running after it and you don't know what's driving it.
yeah, oh my I have one in like out in Littleton that I just randomly catch every once in a while on route. And they don't even have like a good song. All it does is like wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. And every time it comes by, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, it's the ice cream man. What the hell? I was like, I'm not buying ice cream from that truck. Ever.
It's some guy that looks like he's been delivering ice cream for like 20 years.
Oh,
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure if
he
I go
was
into the
delivering
Predator-
other things for 20 years.
It's the
He might
fucking
be
crib keeper fucking going, what can I get you?
I'm pretty sure if I go into the Predator list and look you up, you're probably on there somewhere.
Yeah. He's like,
Sure.
it's hard for them to track what 150 yards is if I'm just always moving.
I don't stop for kids for shit. I eat all the ice cream, so that's why they're like, "Oh man, you lost all the ice cream today." Oh yeah, somebody
Yeah.
jacked me, even though I'm the one really eating it.
Yeah, well, he's just stuffing it full of cocaine
Yeah,
and then slinging it through an ice cream.
that's the reason why we like those razzle dazzles so much.
Those bomb
with some-
pops.
Bottle caps.
Yeah.
Go with your freaking Ninja Turtle face ice cream bar. You're
When
like,
it's always melted, you're like, that does not look like Leonardo.
I think it's Donatello.
Mario looks like he's like done a whole line of Coke before.
Acid.
Yeah, that's why SpongeBob's eyes are always like droopy and down. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
heard
pretty
a,
sure
I heard
No,
a
go
crazy
ahead, sorry.
thing, like a conspiracy, right? That this was they're getting us on they're playing on our nostalgia here.
Assholes.
So this is a ploy by Klondike to put it out there so millennials freak out and give it tons of free publicity, which we are doing currently. Bring back the Choco Taco, please. Okay. And then Klondike's going to re-release it back by popular demand. And then we're going to have Choco Tacos back. And guess what? We're going to eat the
Kinda-
those Choco
kind of like
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
did with the Mexican pizza at
Exactly.
Taco Bell.
I can't get
They-
it. It's sold out.
It's sold out. It's gone. You
Yeah.
can't even like. And it's not even because they took it away. They were just like, "Well, we
can't
didn't
keep
think you
up
guys were
with it."
serious."
Or they're at a point they're like, yeah, it's sold out. You just opened. How are you
Yeah.
sold out if you just opened?
It's you have all the ingredients. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
just
All there.
I don't need the tostada. Take a Doritos Locos taco, break it in half, put that on the bottom, all the fixings, boom, Mexican pizza, Doritos Locos style,
That's what you
bomb.
need to do.
You can make it. You could have always made it. This entire time we could have been having them.
Oh, it's kind of like at McDonald's. Like, do you remember like when the McDonald's had like the crunch wrap? Like,
Oh, yeah,
steak-
yeah,
The
yeah.
snack wraps?
yeah, the snack wraps.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they could still make that. You get a tortilla from the breakfast burritos. You have the crispy chicken already. You have mayonnaise and lettuce. I'm like,
Oh.
that there it is. Like,
Throw a cheeseburger in it for me, please.
I have this weird feeling that the burritos
I think they're pre-made.
pre-made.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
'Cause
just
they
put
are-
them in the microwave.
They all look the same.
Yeah, and they all taste the same.
They're awesome. And
I love them.
yeah. They're going to bring back the Choco Taco.
It's going to happen for sure.
Mark
3
my
months from
words.
now, it's going to be like, oh, we're bringing back an old school classic.
July 31st, 2022. Heard now from someone else a couple days ago that the Choco Taco will return. This is a ploy.
And it'll probably be during like 4th of July. It's during some kind of summer holiday that they're gonna return it for.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It'll be Labor Day.
Did Taco Bell once partner with Choco Taco, where you could get Choco Tacos at Taco Bell? Am I
Choco
imagining
Taco.
this?
No, I think it was, but I think it was like a couple years back.
No, it was like early 2000s maybe. Like before, well, the Cinnamon Twists were always bad.
Maybe. I mean,
I want that. Look, you can
That's
do
how
your
they're gonna bring it
homemade
back.
taco tacos. It only takes an hour and 5 minutes, but you can have them.
yeah, you can make your own at home if you really want to do that, which nobody wants to do that. That's why we.
But you
We
could
hunt down
fully dip the taco.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just not
fuck that
the
half
top.
dip thing. You could fully dip that taco into chocolate.
I mean, it's there if you're willing to put in the time. You
No.
can make it. You can make anything, but then you lose the appeal of, having to deal with the ice cream man and him looking you up and down all the time with that glare in his eye, like, ooh,
Look at that, Toby.
You want yourself a bomb pop? Ooh, I got a rocket
No.
pop for you.
Nope.
I'll
Nope.
give you some free
No.
candy if you get in the back.
You want
Where are you
okay.
going?
SpongeBob on acid? I got that too.
It's got real acid.
It's all acid.
Don't tell nobody.
It's all acid.
You're in a trip for days, kid.
I don't know.
That was your cue.
Moving along. We're slowly moving along as my fingers don't work.
What?
So Japan has some weird stuff. I don't know why I said that so weird.
Oh my god.
They're releasing a Pikachu body pillow that looks like a caterpillar.
Does that say AliExpress?
Yeah, AliExpress sells stuffed animals.
Well, that means you're gonna be waiting a full year before you get it.
Dude, I'm
Probably.
not gonna lie, I have to edit that out.
Oh my Japan.
God damn it.
You edited shit.
It just that was not a good way to say it.
Japan.
Hey, my brain farted right in the middle of saying a word. That's what that looks like. But they come in a variety of sizes. So
Yeah, they
depending
do.
if you're, wee big to yay big, they got you covered. But
They look so weird looking.
seems like they really could have just done Caterpie on it and whatever the.
Yeah.
Is that the right Pokemon? They could have said that.
Yeah, but
That'd be
no
great.
one wants a fucking Caterpie.
Yeah, but who wants a goddamn Pikachu? It looks like a goddamn
I want this. Yeah.
How much is it going for on AliExpress?
Let's see. I want to say it's like $60.
Oh
Let's see. It looks like it ranges from $10 to $90. So depending which one you're looking at. There you
Come
go.
on.
Time to.
You're not
your-
you're not touching this for $90?
Look, you can actually get it before August 26th if you order now.
Someone's
Oh.
drop shipping this in the States right now.
Oh, it's all.
I wouldn't be seeing them at every
5.5 feet.
Could you imagine that? That's pretty good size, man.
That's
like
taller than what I sleep with currently. I love you. No, I'm down for this shit like this. I'm 100%. Look, yes. I will give you I will give you
Yeah,
an
people
address
don't
if you want to send this to me.
People are gonna sexualize this way too far. Oh my god!
there's a Metapod sack.
I saw this. I didn't click on it.
It's
I think I'd rather have that.
It's terrifying.
Look,
Oh, that-
if there was ever a safe space, it would be in this Metapod sack.
Oh my god! Look how big that Ditto is.
The Ditto and the Snorlax.
Okay, we have to
Holy-
describe this because this is an audio podcast. I know that people
What-
on stream can see it, but the Metapod sack is literally a Metapod split down the middle that you can crawl into and sit in like an upright sleeping bag.
Oh, I would so rock that.
The picture they have is a businessman at work, and he's looking like he needs a break. So he's him in full, 3-piece suit is
Man, look
dipping
at
his
him.
way into a metapad.
Look at him climb into it.
How comfortable is that? Like, it can't be too bad, right?
Dude, the way that they frame like the picture
Yeah.
of him in the sack and like they're taking the picture of looking at him through a mirror. He's sad. He does not like this job. He's not
that's-
happy with this job.
That's great how they show him get into it, though.
Yeah, don't show any joy whatsoever, sir. Make it look like you're like having a midlife crisis.
This
and
is the
one
worst.
you're dealing
Oh, that's great.
Don't be surprised if you see me in my work truck in the passenger seat wrapped up in my Metapod in December. You just drive past, I'm like, I'm on my lunch.
with.
Just sit
Look, there's even a. Oh, I want that
Let's see.
Gengar.
Now we are going down a rabbit hole of Pokemon.
Yeah, we don't want to do
betting.
this. We don't want to do this. We've got a lot of news to talk about today.
Oh, that Gengar one is great.
It's yeah, the Gengar one's insane. It's a
He
Gengar. You
didn't-
put your hand inside of the Gengar's mouth and you lay on its tongue. It's bananas.
I
Anyway, we are moving on because this is a lot,
This
and
is getting dangerous.
um, so there's been a lot of speculations and rumors with Microsoft and Netflix. They're kind of doing deals and stuff. There's talks that Microsoft might try to buy Netflix. So I wanted to present it to you guys, since you're kind of gaming guys and whatnot, on what you guys think about what that would mean for the world in total if Microsoft actually was able to acquire Netflix.
This has
I'm-
nothing to do with games. This is Microsoft as a company buying Netflix. So not Microsoft Game Studios, not Xbox. And they would be stupid to only allow to stream to Xboxes.
Oh yeah.
Like if you took the Netflix app away from the Switch or the PlayStation? No.
Yeah, they basically partnered up because Microsoft is helping to launch an ad-supported subscription tier for Netflix because of waning subscriptions that they've had, because
Yep.
there's 1,000 freaking streaming apps right now. So it's like, it kind of makes sense.
People don't think about it, right? But Netflix never did ads.
Oh.
They don't do ads of their own stuff. Like that's why Amazon, I pay for an ad-free version of every streaming service I have that I personally want.
Yeah.
And Amazon still shows you ads in the beginning if you're ad-free. But they're at least of their stuff. It's not like Palexafil. Go ask your doctor about it. It's like, no, this is other shit that's on Amazon Prime that you can watch. Now here's the thing that you want to watch. Boom.
whole
Netflix
thing
never
is-
did that.
I think where Netflix really got kind of dug themselves in the hole is when they started charging extra because you're sharing your login. I think
They have
I think
every
that-
right to. You're stealing from them.
But again, I think that's like where they're digging themselves into that hole of losing people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Look,
I still have Netflix and I still watch the shit out of it.
this is
But-
me too. I pay for it.
You know, if you slowly look, like their numbers have dropped.
The thing is, right,
Are
with any streaming service, we do the same shit with everything that we do. I do it with World of Warcraft for the last 15 years. I pay for it for 6 months. I'm done with this for the time being. Oh shit, they're about to put out new stuff. Let me pay for it again for 6 months. Guess what, Netflix? You've been at the top of the pile. Get back down to the streaming game because we do it in spurts. Yes, it's only $10. You think that, wow, it's only $10. Bitch, I don't need that $10. You ain't got nothing on there I want right now. But come out with something cool. Guess what? Bam, we're back.
that's another bad thing about Netflix is they get rid of all these good shows that they put on there for like 3 seasons and then they're like, oh, we're canceling. Like Sabrina. Like, oh yeah, like we're gonna do Sabrina. I love that series. And then Netflix out of nowhere is like, oh, we're getting rid of it. Or that Santa Clarita Diet. Same thing. I think there's 2 or 3 seasons, and they kind of leave you at that. The last episode, you're like, all right, like I would want to know what happens, and they're like, oh, not today, sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. Like Sabrina, I hear is great. Never watched it, but I'm also not that kind of TV watcher, right? So for them, it's like, yeah, that it does it. It's like Firefly, right? You have a dedicated crowd that's like insanely passionate for it. Not enough. Like they're super expensive to make. Not enough people. Yeah, you guys are loud. You're not enough. you know.
Enough.
And Netflix said yes to everything for like 5 years.
Because they were the only people in the game. Nobody else had the streaming locked down. And then you get Disney, you get Warner Brothers and HBO, you get all these guys who've combined that. Now it is like you have to have a Stranger Things to have people go,
Yeah.
oh shit, I need to go watch Netflix. Oh shit, they got the Batman. See you later. You know, and some people are like, I can only have one streaming service at a time. And right now it's not you, Netflix. It's
Yeah.
going to be HBO, so I can catch up on all the Batman stuff, or
Yeah, exactly.
Disney, all of their freaking bullshit too with Star Wars, Mandalorian, Marvel stuff. So
Yeah, which I haven't watched that either. To the point, and we can move on from this, but like my prayers have finally been answered because NFL has a streaming service now where I get to pay my $5 a month and get all the NFL games, right?
Yeah.
We've been asking this for a long ass time. Guess what? I'm not paying for that all year. I'm gonna pay for it for this amount of time. Playoffs I get to see. I want it during fantasy season. Netflix.
And it's great.
Chill.
during football season, that it's going to be a super popular streaming app. But come the off season,
Yeah, no
people
one
will be
gives a
jumping-
fucking March.
they'll be watching their hockey or baseball or whatever
Yes,
other sports people.
no.
Professional disc golf. I don't know.
No. Yeah, that's calm down.
Okay, so here's some really cool things. Lord of the Rings celebrating 20 years since the movies first came out. Obviously not 20 years since the books. The books came out forever and a year ago. But New Zealand Post, the postal service down there in New Zealand, is releasing a bunch of cool shit through their website in partnership with Weta Workshop, who were the guys who helped do the visual and special effects of Lord of the Rings. And they've got pin sets, they've got stamps, they've got postcards, it's ridiculous. But the thing I wanted to show you today was just the enamel pins that they came out with. There's 3 of them.
These are so sick.
They're so freaking good. There's a Gollum one. There's the Mount Doom with the ring. Like it's spectacular. Like there's the burning eye of Sauron looking at the Shire and Mount Doom and Mordor.
Dude, the stamps are awesome too, though.
Yeah, it's the stuff they came out with. Just this is like, oh boy, I wish I didn't see this.
Yeah,
And
the
I mean-
Mount Doom with the One Ring is.
And here in the U.S., we get jack shit like this.
We can't do anything with it over here, but it'd be cool to have if you're that big of
Oh
a fan.
yeah, you'll be able to get this.
You could order that through their stuff and just kind of be like, I've got stamps
That-
from New Zealand.
The only thing
Yeah.
that we have here, oh, it's holiday season. We get our Christmas stamps. Watch out now.
Coca-Cola
stamp.
branded everything.
I need my Santa's stamp.
I need polar bears right now, but
I
know,
don't.
just
I
a
don't
cool
have
thing.
fucking stamps.
I don't have a cool fucking Lord of the Rings stamp.
yeah, we don't get that stuff that you
Stamps.
We don't get cool pins either.
we're talking stamps.
Stamps? No, these are cool though. And I mean, look, if you really want them, you'll be able to eBay them probably. But the fact that the post office is putting them out is the cool part of this story.
Lord of the Rings is such a boon for New Zealand. Like,
Well, it
that
was all
alone
filmed
probably-
there.
Yeah, it all makes it's just so insane.
Dude, I heard
But,
it's like hard to move to New Zealand,
I
like
think
as
they're
an
real cheap
outsider. Like they're
on
picky.
boats. They're like, not you, not you. I don't like your wife.
I've heard
What?
it's like that, dude. Like it's legitimately hard.
See, then they'd look at Tobin back, man, that man bun. You can't come in here.
It's a top knot. Shut up.
Daniel Kaluuya, who we know from like movies from
Get Out.
Black Panther and Get Out. He's been developing a live action Barney film. And he just wanted to get out there and say, nope, it's still in development. And he announced it back in 2019. But basically, he wants to take Barney, that we all know and love. The I love you,
That good old purple dinosaur.
you love me. And he wants to put a dark twist onto it. So I'm posing this question to you guys, as I do. What would you do with a Barney thriller horror movie?
Sure.
My mind goes automatically to that Nicolas Cage movie. We had to work into the toy store with the weird like
Oh, the Wonder Willy's Wonderland. Yeah.
that's where I go. Like straight like dark like that where it's eating people and
When
That's
the suit comes
okay.
alive.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is like, Barney has to eat people, right?
you'd think so.
Yeah, like he's like a fucked up real dinosaur, but not.
And they just have a collar on him that keeps him at bay during the song.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, Barney.
the entire
Here's your
time he's
call.
just like, I love you, and you're just like, oh my god,
Now,
we gotta kill
Now
this
the
thing.
collar broke.
I love hugs.
The collar broke, so now it's on a murderous rampage of children.
And then they introduce Baby Bop and shit. You're like, oh, now it's on.
Oh, and I picture
Or
him just like thrashing the kids like play sets and shit, like the actual like Barney setup that they had during the television show. He's just wrecking shit going through there, eating all the little kids on set.
There we go. We just named it.
There it is.
We named what's gonna happen.
We got it. Now we'll have to see when this film gets developed, like if that's exactly what it is. My take was that it was going to be the guy inside of the suit has a bit of a snap, if you will, of his mind finally goes.
Oh, you
pop
went
and-
like serial killer route.
yeah, like super, like
Okay.
it's not necessarily the suit, but the suit kind of was like, oh, stop, Barney, you're hurting
It's
me.
like a haunted mask type
I'll
thing.
hurt you, you little. I mean, I love you. As he's breaking the fucking arm or some shit. Anyway, just some silly news.
Put
you
it
know,
out as
we-
a 2-pack with the Winnie the Pooh horror movie. You get Winnie the
can't wait
Pooh
for
and
that.
Barney Blu-ray
Be so
set.
good. The blood and honey.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait
Yeah,
for
I
that
can't wait.
either.
Oh, it's gonna be so
Gonna
good.
be bananas. So you guys remember fingerboards, right? They come
Oh,
out like
who
the
doesn't
late
remember that?
90s, early 2000s.
I thought you
Remember
were gonna say something else.
I mean, I remember fingerboards around the same time, if you know what I'm saying. But Hot Wheels is teaming up with Tony Hawk for its first fingerboard line, which I think is dope. I mean, Tony Hawk, he's like the face of skateboarding, if you will. So it only seems to make sense to have.
These are so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Fuck is
stupid.
They have shoes.
Yeah, you could really,
Why?
take the flip and ollie.
Can you
do
though?
the flip? You do the flip if your fingers are on the shoes.
They're hooked
I'm
onto the board.
not a professional fingerboarder. Just because I've been on the line with some fingerboards.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there it is.
This is dumb. Like, just bring back cool ass Tech Techs and the Tech Tech play sets.
Oh, remember the little figures they made for a while there?
Yeah, the like with the big heads.
Yeah,
Remember-
they were basically thumbs or
Yeah.
fingers.
I
Yeah.
remember there for a little bit. They had like everything. They had like bikes, and you could be like, "Oh, I have a BMX bike, finger
The
bike." and I'm like,
snowboards had bindings
Yeah.
that actually had
With
fingers
the-
in them.
the fucking razor scooter finger scooters. Like, what else do you have?
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Nah, just bring back cool old Tech Deck sets. Like,
Man, he
give
looks
me the
so-
park.
Oh, he looks thrilled to be doing this.
He's all like, "Yay, my first fingerboard!" Hurrah!
He's like, "Well, my video games aren't coming out no more, so I got to do something and get a paycheck."
Yeah, I mean, he's Tony Hawk. He's not hurting for.
Oh my god, these things look so bad.
Can I get different colored shoes instead of blue?
But they,
Wait a minute. What did that say? Retailing single is
single assortment, $2.99. So a single fingerboard, $2.99. Collector series assortment. Each board comes with fully assembled and ready to ride. The included diecast Hot Wheels vehicle. You basically get a vehicle with a
the same
skateboard,
print.
and then it just goes up
Just-
from there. So
Before we get off of this, all right, just think about this. Your fingers are connected inside the shoes. All you can do is go back and forth. Your wrist isn't gonna go. You're not just gonna keep doing like turning your. You can't even. No, it's so
You go-
stupid.
you can have one finger and just flick it with the other, and be like a helicopter. Woo!
Yeah.
Go, it's a price there, y'all.
You'd be like skirt, 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 skirt. I'm done with this.
Oh God.
yeah, good times.
No,
if you're
it's
into
probably not.
fingerboards, go.
What happened to good toys like when we were little?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kids are gonna
never-
say that when they get older too.
We're getting into old man territory. We're like,
Yeah.
get off my lawn. Things were better.
I live
Um,
in that territory.
So Marvel's done something kind of cool. They used the character that's known for magic and mischief, and they created basically a magic book using that character. I thought this was cool, and I had to bring it up. It's called Loki's Book of Magic and Mischief: Tricks and Deceptions from the Prince of Illusions. It includes step-by-step instructions for 35 tricks. Eh?
35?
Yeah.
Why do you make this though?
For people who like Marvel and people who like magic, and they're like,
I'm just gonna watch YouTube.
But
I don't know. I don't know why I'm shitting on this. It's cool because I've got a fuck ton of books in the house. I don't know why I decided to try to start shitting on that. It's cool, but why?
Obi went dark with that one.
yeah, he likes to do that sometimes.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
even
if you're
mean to, I'm so
interested, pre-orders are out now, and it's going to ship May 23rd of next year.
So you gotta wait a year.
So there's a little bit of time, but if you love Loki, if you love Marvel, if you like magic, if you have any reason to own it, there you go. Fun times from the
I'm gonna
Lord of
listen to it on Audible. Think you could learn magic through like Audible?
without the visual aspect of
It's like
it
now
all.
flip the card, see diagram 12. Fuck.
So sometimes you have to be careful with spooning because it can lead to forking, and then you end up
Babies.
sporking. So KFC, our favorite brand ambassador who comes out with the wildest shit, they decided to come out with finger sports.
Oh, dude, I love these.
I need a pair for my kitchen.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine?
Of course, it comes out of Louisville, Kentucky.
You go into a KFC restaurant with those, and you're like,
Dude, these are
you're
sick.
like, what the fuck?
He's eating with his fingers. Oh no, he's got some sporks.
He got finger sporks, so it's okay.
I love the promo like thing on this picture. It says makes everything finger licking good. Just
Last year
everything.
that KFC came out with the burning wood that smelled like the chicken.
The chicken, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we've
yes.
talked about that one. Yeah.
Sold out like crazy.
But that's
I'm like,
why we love what they do,
man.
because they're so all about doing stupid shit like this that just keeps their name out there. Their chicken has lost its
Constantly.
greatness a while ago, but like we keep going back because they come out with romantic.
It's fine. It's fine chicken. It's not
Free.
Popeyes. It's fine chicken.
You free KFC finger sporks.
Yeah.
Why
You must
not?
purchase the side lovers meal between June 21st and July 12th. Oh, well, we
yeah,
missed that.
That's bad.
All right, all right. Can we get them
Holy-
on, can we get them on eBay?
We could probably eat
Where,
those. I mean, I'm sure we could.
where's the KFC that nobody goes to that probably still has stuff from way back in the day? They still have the the Star Wars Episode 1 toys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You just wait long enough and you can. $5 on eBay. There we go.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
are you no, or is that just a piece of paper?
I think that's a confirmation. Wait, hang on. New promotional side lovers bring for your mess.
I think that's just a piece of paper.
That's just an advertisement for it.
Set aside 20.
Spork it.
Yeah, that's not even the things.
Come on now.
That's
Had
just a
me in the
piece of
first
paper.
half. Not gonna lie.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
that was a thing. So if you're out there, let us know. If you find it, send us a link on the old Facebook page, and that way we can look into getting
Let's see
it.
now.
Dude, they're so
Next
good,
time-
right?
Time I get to Goodwill, I'm gonna go down the silverware section and see if I can find those. Somebody's gonna have to drop them off eventually.
KFC's new ergonomic and gastronomic piece of tableware tech that'll bring out the fun in family dinner. They're geniuses.
Right.
I mean, they're
Really?
they're geniuses.
How do you eat chicken with that?
Geniuses.
It's for the sides.
Yeah.
But somebody's like,
I want shredded chicken.
Imagine, dude, imagine having all 5 of them, like a claw machine, in a mashed potato bowl. Now they're doing the macaroni and cheese bowls.
then your old lady sees how you eat them, back. Bring those into the bedroom later.
No. We get into the bedroom later and we're like, Our tummy hurts.
Finger licking good.
There's something finger looking good.
Did you guys know that Rick and Morty had a spin-off show called The Vindicators?
Yes.
I did not
I
know
didn't
this.
know that.
Yeah, it's about the group that Morty likes going on adventures with.
It's about The Vindicators.
Yeah, it's
I
about
didn't
the
realize-
Vindicators.
I just wanted to get the word out there that fucking The Vindicators has a show on Adult Swim that maybe I'm the only one who didn't know.
Did they
I
put
didn't
this on Hulu?
I don't know. It says it's out there, so I would assume it's anywhere you can get Adult Swim. So, but it says all the episodes are available.
Or is it on HBO? HBO. That works
Ooh,
too.
man. Damn,
HBO.
dude, look at you using your Gen Z. freaking thing.
That HBO, bro.
HBO, yo. Let's get to it. But yeah,
I
10
have not
episodes.
watched it yet, though.
Neither have I. I didn't. But there you go. I just wanted to get the word out. That's like
This was cool
that's-
because they were
that's-
like, "Hey, we have this and it's out now."
Yeah, that's all it is. Sometimes you just want to let people know about cool shit, even if there's not. It's not like there's a weird like, oh, they brought back the weird sauce just because of Vindicate. No, this isn't even that. It's just here's something cool.
And that's,
Well, cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. We're moving on. So, since the beginning of time, there's always been
Dinosaurs.
goths, and there has always been sun, and the two shall never have meet. What does one do when you want to hike? Well, Neutrogena has come out with goth strength
Sentient.
SPS 250 sunscreen.
This is what I'm talking about. First thing that they fucked up on, right? If you guys aren't watching the stream, you can check it out later at youtube.com, Retronomipod. The girl that they used for this picture, first of all, does not need SPF 250, and this is the most beautiful goth girl I've ever seen. And that's no offense to most other goth girls, but you really took a chance with this one. Way to go, guys.
I love how into it. Like, here we go. We want our customer base to know that no matter what skin tone or subculture you are, we view you as worthy of being safe from the sun's harmful UV rays. After many failed attempts, we were able to perfect our newest formula, which is an SPF 250 and able to withstand the harsh demands of goths. We proudly do not test on animals, so all of our research had to be done with actual goths. And we are forever grateful for their service and sacrifice in helping our research. These brave, dour souls were exposed to extended time in the sun they hadn't experienced since their parents forced them to play sports when they were children, and society is better off because of it. Come on, dude, that is...
Why?
You know, we don't use animals, but we use goths.
I like that. They've got testimony from a guy who's goth and avid hiker. I mean, I'm sure this is probably all bullshit. I don't think this is actually a product. I think it's just somebody who's having fun with people, but
Dude, okay, so the longtime goth and avid hiker, quote, thanks to this new formula, I'm no longer constrained to only hiking at dusk, dawn, or the blackest of nights. I can go out and enjoy the scenery without fear of losing my near translucent glow that I've worked hard to maintain.
it's so freaking good. I love this ridiculousness.
What sucks is you and I both need this. Like,
Wolf Scheischen.
What a great name.
I got to get it for my boy, my little redhead. He's as white as they come. He's a pale.
Wolf Scheischen.
He needs help, but anyway, fun stuff out there for people who are needing some sunscreen.
You
for
got
sure.
people.
Last week we reported that Mattel is stepping up their game and doing selfie versions for action figures. You could get a picture of your head, throw it on an action figure, and live out your wildest fantasies of being an action figure. Well, Lego, being no slouch, has basically done the same thing. Now you can go over to their website and customize one of their minifigs to look just like your
That
goth
just
ass.
sounds like a bad word.
What's that, minifig?
Yeah.
Mini figurine? Would you prefer that? A miniature figurine?
Yeah, give me the PC version. I honestly like that one better.
Let me enunciate.
Yes.
So what's the going price of one of these?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't think that, much like the Mattel, I don't think they have it up and going for mass production yet.
Didn't Mattel
but-
say 60 though? They came out and said $60.
I say 60. You might be right.
I think so.
I don't know, $60 for an action figure, that'd be
I'm not paying more than $10 for one of these minifigs. Because it's not even to my likeness.
But
At least Mattel's
is
is close. How much?
You can get it. Like I said,
It says check
the
back
factory
later.
isn't
No.
working yet.
Rick, find out.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's gonna be $20 for you to have a custom minifig where from head to toe, top knot and all, top knot kilt and all.
No, I'd have my braids. Come on. I had to give the hair a break.
I'd have to have a mullet one. I missed the mullet. I'd have to have my mullet back.
Yeah. We all make mistakes. I shaved my face like 4 years ago. It was not great.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, who the fuck is this nightmare creature?
Oh, dude, it's disgusting. That's true. We did know each other. That's funny.
I know we're starting to get that time where we can say like, oh, 5 years ago. Oh yeah, it's still relevant. Okay, so into the big event, the reason why you all came here. San Diego Comic-Con happened. Yes, biggest news of all is, and we'll get to this will be down the road, but like Marvel came back for this year in person. Before they were just hosting their own
Yes.
Comic-Con like events online. But now they did it. A lot of information has come out. So we got new trailers for like the Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings show. So that'll be fun. We got new, scene grabs from it, and Drew noticed that in one of them there was a elf missing an ear,
There wasn't elf missing the ear.
but it's still early enough. Although I think that one is coming out in September or August, so
Yeah.
like they really need to go back and proofread their business. Let's see, what else do we got? We got Interview with the Vampire, got an extended trailer.
So my question is with the interview with the vampire thing, do you think they'll go off and touch on Queen of the Dam and a vampire named Lestat? Do you think they'll ever touch on that at all?
I think that's I think this is the way you do like these kind of books, is that you put it in a long form television series, so that way you can take your time establishing the characters, so you can get to like Lestat and Queen of the Damned and do it slowly. If it's successful enough, which in this day and age of streaming where they need content, I couldn't imagine them being able to get through 5 seasons and telling the story of the 5 or the 3 books.
Because that's something like they never really touched on with the movies. Like they did the Interview with the Vampire movie, and they did
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Dam, but then they never touched on anything else from her.
And they're not connected either, because they had different actors from Interview with the Vampire and Queen of the Damned. They had different actors playing same roles.
And if I'm not mistaken, with this series, I'm pretty sure they had Anne Rice approved.
Yes,
a
she
lot
helped
of
with
it.
the screenplay of it, I believe,
Before she passed.
Before she passed, so
Crazy.
So at least that's good. I'm happy that she kind of had her steps in with it.
yeah, I mean, you
instead
would
of
hope
just
that
doing it.
if the author is available, much like Outlander does, they make sure that like the author is like, oh, you're good. I mean, they have to take artistic liberties with things,
Right.
to make it work for film or whatever. But like outside of that, especially in this day and age, it's like there's very little you can't do on screen these days because of technologies and whatnot. So
Right. That's my
Yeah.
to stop there.
it'll be great. But the big movie, this is probably my favorite trailer that came out. The Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves, that trailer that highlighted, like, you felt like you were on an adventure. You felt like you were traveling around with some murder hobos. Like, the whole thing is so great. The creatures they have in it are outstanding, when the owl bear and the freaking beholder and all the other cool shit.
So we know from last episode that I totally spaced that we had been talking about this movie for apparently the last year.
We've been following it.
After watching this one a couple times, I'm stoked for this. But I have a question for you. I read an article the other day that talked about the fear of gatekeeping because of a movie like this. Now, given we're going to have like an action-oriented movie, they're not going to be rolling dice before they stab goblins, you know? But it brings up the question, do movies like this, how do you feel about like that influx of players coming to something because of something like this? Or do you even think that a movie like this would actually bring players to the tabletop version of D&D?
I think this movie is just joining things that have already been in place. This will just put it even more out there in the mainstream, because you think about it, we've had Stranger Things for multiple seasons, years now. We've had Critical Role, Dimension 20, and those kind of folks who've been doing it on the internet side of it. So we've already had kind of this coverage of D&D, and I think having an influx of people is never a bad thing, because all they're going to do is make Dungeons and Dragons be that much better, because the demand is there for it to be better. And it's such a group specific thing where like the game that we'll play won't be the same as 5 other people.
Any other game that is played.
It's not a scripted thing. It's intimidating on the outside to be looking at it and go, oh, how do you do that? And if you don't have anybody that's familiar with it, that's the hard part, is the introduction to it, because there are a lot of rule sets and stuff that can be overwhelming. But you can also just jump in with basic, like, you're going to roll a D20 and whatever, the DM will be like, oh, that's great, you passed, or you don't. But just as long as people realize that, like, watching Critical Role and those kind of things is not the game you're going to get.
Yeah,
I think that's
chances are.
When you watch Matt Mercer do his thing, or Griffin McElroy tell his stories, don't expect your DM to be on that level of being able to do 1,000 voices that are all unique and they have a rich backstory and all that. No, you got to go into each game. And that's why it's good to do a session 0 to kind of have like a sit down with everybody and be like, okay, how are we feeling? This is kind of how I'm thinking about running it. I think that's the important aspect of it, is just to sit down and be like, here, don't expect me to be at this level.
Yeah.
Because I'm new to being the DM. So please give me a leeway. And if you're new to it, we give you leeway. Feel free to ask questions and be open. Just as long as there's communication in the group, I think that's the key to any good D&D game, whether it's a one shot or a 35-year campaign. Like,
yeah,
you know.
So for new players, if you get into it because of the movie, temper expectations.
Your expectations.
Don't think it'll
It's
be
so
like
fun.
high max.
You're not going to have Michelle Rodriguez or freaking Chris Pine charming the pants off you.
You
Although
could
you
be
might.
Chris Pine or Michelle Rodriguez in the game and charm the pants off of everyone.
That's what's so great, is that
Don't
you
let
can
anyone
be-
tell you can't.
If you're not a strong guy, you could be a strong guy. If you're not a
Maybe
charming
sometimes. Depends on the role. Temper
Depends on the
expectations.
Will Byers.
yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Will Byers, like this little weak guy, but in the game, he's a crucial figure, casting fireballs that may or may not hit.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along, The Sandman released a full trailer for that upcoming Netflix show. Looks cool. I never read the stories, which is a shame, because it was in the top 5 best comics of all time, which is a fault of my own, being a comic reader. But I've always been more superheroes, less about the Sandman, who fits in the DC world. Kind of weird, and it's interesting that they have that on Netflix. But deals are made for what they are. Looks cool. Looks trippy as hell.
Yeah, I have no attachment to this property at all.
It's a weird one. If you've read the comics, you're stoked about this. If you haven't, it's like, maybe
I
I'll
hope
check
this
it
is
out.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it's cool.
Yeah.
But moving on, Black Adam, they released another trailer for it shortly after just releasing one, I think 2 months ago. Gearing up for this release of it. It's the one that stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, it's him just being a superhero. Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
When he did show up to Comic-Con in full gear.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I mean,
"Oh,
he's a
cool."
monster. Like,
I mean,
he's
he's
a monster.
he's the closest thing to an actual, like, real life superhero
Yeah.
we have. Like the dude is cut from a whole different cloth than the rest of us.
I'm gonna
really
be
think that-
honest. Oh, go ahead.
I think he's gonna fit the character perfectly.
Yeah.
I really
So that's perfect because this will semi contradict what I'm about to say. I think I'm over The Rock being in everything.
Your face.
Black Adam, he looks awesome, right? Super Pets or the world of Super Pets or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's so I'm hearing Kevin Hart and his voice, and I'm like, I am totally not this. Like, I'm separating the people from the animation immediately. And it's like, the Black Adam thing, I make this look cool, please. But it's like, come on, bud. You gotta take a couple years off. It's cool. You can take a vacation. You don't have to be in all the movies.
Like it's not just movies though. Like think about it. He released an energy drink. Which
was
released.
bad.
He does a rap with Tech Nine.
The rap that came out.
I mean, Shaq did it first, so.
Kazam.
Kazam.
Oh yeah, true, that too. Yeah.
But like it is what it is. Like I like The Rock. He's enjoyable. He seems like a nice guy, which I think is why I kind of like will go see his stuff because it's just like he seems like a good dude. And watching
That's
Young
true.
Rock, I'm like,
I don't
oh,
know.
you seem like a great dude. Like he just cares about his family.
I heard when he's in movies, he gets really like when he's at his trailer and all that, he like works out 90% of the time
Yeah.
before his role comes up. And like when he was doing Fast and Furious, I heard like he absolutely hated Vin Diesel because Vin Diesel does nothing. Like he doesn't work out at all during breaks and all that. So he was like getting frustrated.
It's the whole reason we got Hobbs and Shaw is that he refused to do the next Fast movie to the point where they were like, well, we want his name to still be attached to the franchise. So we'll give you your own spin-off. And that
Really?
Vin Diesel actually called him up and said, hey, I was just trying to inspire you to act that much better for these movies, trying to play it off like, no, there's no feud between us. And The Rock's like, no, fuck you. Because he wanted to come back for the last Fast and Furious movie, which is the 10th movie. He's like, no, I need you to come back. We need a big name. And they're like frantically like, Rock's like, no. I've said my piece. We're not going to keep dragging this out. And so
Yeah.
now they're like chasing big stars that are like, nobody's The Rock. Jason Momoa, he's a big name. He's not The Rock.
Oh no, I just want
Yeah,
to get
John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Dom's brother, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
What? Interesting, but I don't know. It is what it is. Cool superhero stuff. We've got Shazam, Fury of the Gods. We've been waiting for this trailer for a while. Which, for those who don't know, Black Adam is kind of Shazam's big villain. So it's an interesting thing to show like Black Adam as like a superhero, even though he's a villain. So it's that weird, is he going to be an anti-hero? Or by
Yeah.
the end of it, are we going to get a clash between the two, which I don't think is going to happen.
So I
Um,
assume both of you guys have seen Shazam.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. So
it's fantastic. It's fun.
Fun movie.
It's,
fun.
it's
that's
not
what
your
I've heard.
typical-
It's a fun movie.
Yeah. Because it, unlike most of the other DC movies that came out at the time, it doesn't take itself serious at all. There's serious moments, but it's only because the villain. But outside of that, it's a fun movie, and it's got Zachary Levi in it, who's you might remember from Chuck, as a superhero who's playing a 10-year-old who gets the powers of a superhero. So that alone is kind of
Awesome.
such an interesting concept that's where I find it gets fun. Is
It's
you got
literally
Zachary-
He-Man.
yeah, exactly. That's supposed to be coming out here soon too. So keep an eye out for those movies. We'll see where they go with that. One that I know you might be excited about: Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, released the trailer for the upcoming series, which is supposed to be coming out September.
Yeah. It's weird, right? Because I'm excited about it because it's more in that Game of Thrones universe. And this is all about like the House of Targaryen when they still had like dragons and shit, when they were like bad. So the concept for the show is great. With that being said, they've already said that they're going to take away a lot of like some of the rawness from like those first couple seasons of Game of Thrones. And they're going to make it more, I don't want to say family friendly, but digestible, I guess. So in the way that Game of Thrones ended in the last couple seasons, you already have a bad taste in your mouth, right? So like you have high hopes for a show like this, but I also don't expect it to be nearly the show that like Game of Thrones was. And not a lot of shows can be. That's high bar of expectation, but I don't know. I'm excited for it because it's fucking dragons and dope stuff.
It's Game of Thrones is supposed to be like, I don't know. I've always looked at it like a more adult version of Lord of the Rings, whereas Lord of the Rings is very much, or at least for the movies, is very much like it's for everybody. You can have basically the whole family watch it and kind of get something from it. Whereas Game of Thrones is like, oh no, this is after the kids are asleep, and if they're going to kind of water it down a bit to try to placate to more people, it just seems like a missed move. You should come out of the gate and be like, oh, we're straight.
This is rated R.
Yeah, it should be like, that's okay.
Yeah, there's dicks, penises, rape, stabbings, beheadings. Like Game of Thrones was
brothers
savage.
And sisters getting it on, and you're like, I'm kind of into it. It's weird, but I like it.
There's a lot of beautiful people back in the day, apparently, men and women.
Especially with the Targaryen, like that's supposed to be such a huge, like he's called the Mad King for a reason. Let's see why he's so messed up and why he was like a tyrant. Like,
but everybody has such perfect white teeth.
Oh my god, it's so great.
Like I love it.
That's one thing back in those times. They were all about the dental hygiene. So get
it's the tooth powder.
Tooth powder.
Yeah, got to go back to the tooth powder.
Another great announcement that came out was a little teaser for John Wick 4.
Oh yes, I'm game.
Okay. I'm gonna play hard into the devil's advocate here, right?
Go.
I still haven't watched all of John Wick's.
That's all right.
Okay, the first one was amazing.
Ooh.
The trilogy I hear is fantastic. Did we need a fourth one?
Yes,
absolutely.
This is a weird, like, this harkens back to the time of like Arnold and Bruce Willis and those kind of guys who are like just action studs that like you're just like, give me more. And especially if it's the same character, he's just so cool. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll stick with you. Like I said, it's just one of those movies where like as Keanu gets older, not that he's not still badass completely, but it's like, really, like, do we have to keep dragging this out?
But here's the thing: even if like they made this the last movie, they're like, okay, we're making it a saga, 4 solid films. There was talks that they were actually going to do a Continental show, and that's,
I heard about this.
That's the motel where all these assassins go to. It's kind of a safe ground where they can get a good night's sleep, they can get ammunition, they basically be taken care of as long as they follow the rules of the Continental. There was talks that they were going to do a TV show on that, which is very intriguing considering the kind of individuals you could get come through there. John Wick is obviously our go into that, but like, let's see what other weird, wild people live in this world as well.
Yeah,
I think video game too.
Are they?
A couple years back, I think they have one. I think it's for like the PS4.
A John Wick game?
Yeah.
Oh, is it like the Max Payne?
I'd see it at Walmart. It's like $20. It's cheap.
I can't imagine it's really. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, now we're getting into Marvel news. They came out with a huge show in this year with their lineup. They basically announced their whole next 3 phases. They're ending the 4th year with Black Panther, which we'll talk about in a second. But to start us off, I Am Groot. Basically, it's an animated feature that's coming to Disney Plus. It's a little series where you follow the adventures of Baby Groot and just going on little adventures. Looks pretty fun. Looks pretty silly. If you've got kids, perfectly right down your alley. Not much more needs to say about that. Moving on, What If is getting a season 2 as well as a season 3. For those who don't know, this is like what if Stephen Strange, went bad, or what if Marvel Zombies, which is actually getting its own TV series, come to find out. It's a lot of what ifs, like what if the Black Panther was the Star-Lord? So we're getting more of that kind of stuff. Season 2, Spider-Man Freshman Year. basically following the first kind of year when he joins the Avengers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that is a comic book.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's a comic book. I don't think it's gonna be a series.
Okay. That's
So I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna actually ask about this because I had it even written down. I was like, is this the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, or I didn't catch what this actually was. So
I know they're coming with another Spider-Man comic book.
they might be coming out with. It wouldn't surprise me as a tie-in, but it's supposed to be an animated series following him. His first year, kind of discovering himself more and more as he fits into the MCU. And
so this is gonna be more like Tom Holland Spider-Man, not
Yes.
Miles Morales.
yes,
This will be Peter Parker, not Miles Morales.
yes. It's kind of after the events of Civil War, and I think probably before like the Infinity War and
In game, yeah.
so anytime we
That's
get more
cool.
Spider-Man, bring it on, especially
And
if it's Tom.
animated Spider-Man. Come on.
I mean, hell, that Spider-Verse 2 that's coming out looks so damn good,
dude.
but that's going off on a tangent.
Is that the Into the Spider-Verse?
That's
Wait.
the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
They have a sequel movie coming out for that
Yeah.
one, essentially.
It is still the top, probably 2 best Spider-Man movies of all time.
Oh God, it's on a level that's like it doesn't have any right to be this good, but man, I
No.
love it.
It's amazing.
X-Men '97,
Oh,
just
dude.
this shit.
Dude.
Man,
Like so much about this is on point. They've got the original voice cast coming back. The animation team has basically said they're going to keep it similar to the style of back then. They said they're going to do a remix of the theme song, which I'm hesitant about because I'm like, it's such a perfect theme song
Oh,
that I
dude,
will find
it's
myself
so
humming
good.
it and whistling throughout the day. That I'm like, don't mess with it too much, please. But this is supposed to take part directly at the final
Yes.
season of the first thing. They're picking up right there, and
So they ran 5
Amazing.
seasons of this, 92 to 97.
yeah,
You're right. The original theme song. So Daisy made breakfast yesterday. We sat down. I got to choose television show. Fuck it. Saw that it was on Disney. Like, we're throwing on the X-Men first episodes, Day of the Sentinels. The show is amazing. Even right
fucking
now in 2022, watching that show is still just as good.
yeah. There's not more I could say about it because, being a kid at that time and like seeing all, oh my god,
Saturday morning cartoons.
Saturday
It's amazing.
morning, fucking-
I'm gonna give you one example, right? I just watched the episodes yesterday, and I hope they keep this attitude because Wolverine's such an asshole.
oh
Like
yeah,
he's such an asshole, and they end up having to leave some people behind. Like the crazy shit goes on, right? They leave some people behind. Cyclops gets off the plane, and like Wolverine comes running after him. Scott's like, Wolverine, I already know what you're gonna say, and like Wolverine catches up to him, doesn't say anything, turns him around, punches him in the stomach, and he's like, "You know nothing, little man." It's just like,
yeah.
He was
bro,
ruthless.
stop.
Fucking dudes up.
He just- Storm rolls over and he's like, "Your little soldier boy over here," and he's just like, Wolverine's just roasting him. I was like, oh, dude, it tickled me. It's tickling me right now thinking about it because it was just like that show has no right to be as good as what it is, and I hope they just keep the same energy going into the sequels. They already made the right choice as, hey, we're just doing that show now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, perfect.
Picking up right where
Great
we left off.
idea. Keep that. You know nothing, little man.
Well,
It's just,
I'm kind of hoping that if this one does get the X-Men '97, that they'll come back out with like the Batman animated series. 'Cause that's another great series.
Yeah.
the
Especially with
difference. Oh, go ahead.
the new storylines that they have with Batman that have come out since whatever 96 or whatever when it ended, like all the new storylines that we've got with like the Court of Owls and stuff. I would love to see that done in the style Bruce Timm style of animation.
Oh yeah.
You know? Oh my god, it'd be spectacular.
Yeah, because you haven't really gotten anything like that since what, The Killing Joke?
Yeah.
The big difference with Batman and like something like X-Men is the live action X-Men stuff that we've been getting hasn't been like super dark. You know, whereas like with Batman, we have really dark live action Batman stuff. So it's like we're going to keep the animation light because the adults have their version. So it's like to see a dark X-Men 2 would be absolutely sick.
Yeah.
And the 92 version was like, they didn't give a shit back then.
They just, like, the wild thing is that it's like, yeah, we're making a cartoon show, but we're going to tell you storylines about like weird love triangles and
real
the
shit.
end of the world, like bullshit. Like, yeah, they weren't afraid to be like, here's the storylines that we know and love that we have to tell in this thing that is a little like, oh shit, all right, here we go. But yeah,
I'm
that's coming out
for
like,
X-Men. Stoked.
soonish. Next year, I believe. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, coming out in like a week or two. It's exactly what it is. She-Hulk, cousin to Bruce Banner. She has an accident. She needs a blood transfusion. She gets it from Bruce Banner because he's the only candidate. And she's a lawyer.
He's not. He's the fucking Hulk, bitch. Sorry, I can't save you. This show over. This is stupid.
Okay, the bad thing is so far what I've seen about this show is it Smart Hulk. Like,
Oh, Professor. Yeah,
I want Smart Hulk. Like I want brutal Hulk. Like I don't want this intelligent.
I want to fuck Scarlett Johansson and throw cars. Not, I'm gonna save this murderer.
Your bad friend.
Yeah.
Like I want that Hulk, but of course in the previews, like or the trailers, it's Smart Hulk. And I'm like,
All like, and that's where they're at with it, which is like, I think we're all in agreement where it's like, that's fine. We've had our time with Smart Hulk, but now we want just full rage, like Hulk who hasn't found balance in himself, who's just conflicted. Dr. Hyde, Mr. Whatever.
Yeah, you fucked that up. But it was my biggest complaint about the Avengers Endgame. Excuse me. Is that he was in Hulk form all the time. I was like, I don't like that you're in control of it. Like,
And
I want you to be in control of it where you can, like, piss yourself off real fast. But I still like the transformation.
The transformation's great.
And then the calm down. I love the calm down.
Yeah, and him holding on to his pants that are now, like, freaking stretched to shit. Spandex is your friend.
You want me to tell you a show I'm never going to watch?
This one?
This one.
Oh, I was gonna say, I figured, but it's fun. I mean, it's more just
most of them.
I mean, it's just it's She-Hulk. I think it looks great. I'm gonna watch it for sure, but that's just because I'm that kind of nerd who wants to.
I'll watch it, but then after a while, seeing Smart Hulk, I'm like, oh god, like, please switch. That's what I want. I
Piss him off.
switch.
Make him rage out, like rip his shirt or something. You know?
Yeah, just that pedophile that she's trying to lawyer. Just have him like break through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and like rip him in half.
Like I went Hulk from that last Thor movie, the Ragnarok. I want that Thor, like where he's like monster. Like, I want that. I want Arnold Hulk back.
Fucking Arnold Hulk. Blah. But that's coming out here August, very soon. Capping off phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the trailer, but this thing is such a heavy trailer because it's a weird, like, they're mourning the loss of T'Challa, but in a very real way, they're mourning the loss of Chadwick Boseman, who unfortunately passed. So they're writing him out, but like the way they're doing it seems like they're handling it in such a way that's like it feels too real, where this movie's going to be so hard, all while they're getting attacked by Atlanteans, which is like, the fuck are you, like, here we are grieving for this guy, but now we have to move on because these assholes from the sea are going, oh, we're coming to, fuck up your world. So
from what I've heard about this, they're doing it in such a way that this is like supposed to be a fucking Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like this one's going to get people.
I mean, just that trailer alone, I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Cool, we're getting Namor, but like, damn, we really did lose him. And now, like, here it is, the MCU addressing it, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
But again, I think that's probably the better way of doing it. Instead of just going, "Oh, he ran away."
yeah.
The thing is like, as fans, we automatically assume that they're either not going to do anything or what they do is going to be in bad taste. But Marvel has shown they can actually like write some shit. Like they've really done something with that universe that's our attachment to it is emotional now.
yeah.
Because again, like with like Fast and Furious, when Paul Walker died, like instead of just killing him off in the series,
Oof.
they're like dragging him on and dragging him on.
Yeah,
And
using his legacy to help promote the films.
at one point, you need to just kill him off in the series, like Marvel's doing with this.
Yeah.
His
And just
brother needs money too.
Yeah, but just after a while, like you just like, come on, like
I mean, that's the two ways to Hulk. Either you like do weird, like, hey, have your closest looking person step in and do weird behind the shoulder shots, or or you do it like they're doing, where they're like, no, he died, and here's how we're going to move on. We're gonna have his baby sister, which that kind of seems like, I don't think it's confirmed yet, that Shuri is going to be the one who steps up to the mantle.
That was the rumor from like day one, right?
Yeah,
is that it was always going to be her.
And that seems like the bet, and which is really fun because that allows us to introduce characters like Riri Williams, who is Ironheart, who essentially is this brilliant teenager who creates her own Iron Man suit. So we've got our next Iron Man lined up, who's going to be with the next Black Panther.
Ooh, that would be sick.
That's where we're at, because if you looked at the trailer, there's a scene where Gal's cutting a heart into some like metal.
Oh yeah,
like, oh, shit,
okay.
That's that. So now that Shuri's having this stepping out of her guard of being the technician, creating all the cool gadgets and gadgets. Now she's the one who's out there fighting, and so I think Ironheart, Riri Williams, is going to take over her spot, and she's also getting her own show as well. Ironheart is, and so it's just getting cool shit. Black Panther, this movie's going to have everything. It's really going to set up this next phase of the multiverse saga, as they're calling it.
Yeah, that's the last movie to come out for this phase, right?
For this phase, it's the final one, and then we get into Ant-Man and the Wasp.
When's that come out?
I want to say November.
Black Panther.
Yeah, I think November, December of this year. So, end of the year strong with coming out with that movie. We're all going to be sitting in our seats like, I'm crying. It's just butter got in my eye.
Got a pump kernel in there.
But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out with Quantumania. More adventures there. Not really many secrets. What's happening with it? Samuel L. Jackson's getting his own show, coming back with Secret Invasion, which, if you guys remember Captain Marvel, he kind of went off the planet for a bit, so he's coming back down.
It's funny because like once he got his job with Marvel, he was like, I'm good with this. I'll do whatever you guys want.
Yeah, truly. If you think about it, he's the guy who started it all, like from Iron Man. He's like, hey, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. Here we go. And here we are, freaking 12 years later.
Goddamn Nick Fury making billions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let's do this thing.
Yeah, no shit.
So he's getting his thing. He's getting his own show on Disney Plus there, which would be fun because it ties into how this whole phase is supposed to end. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, obviously. Yes. More adventures of our space pirates. Let's go. Which it'll be interesting how they do that, because what the hell is her name?
This is next year, right?
Yeah, this is all stuff that's coming out over the next year. I've got a link in the thing if you wanted to look at the lineup. But Nebula? Karen Gilliam's character is not the Nebula, the original Nebula. It's the bad Nebula, like the one who's not with them. So like that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Loki's getting a season 2.
Excited.
Which
season 1 was great.
Season 1 was over the top.
I heard a lot about it. Never watched it, but they had like the Loki Gator.
Yeah. You get Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
But I mean that show kind of single-handedly introduced the concept of our multiverse, or help bridge it into it. So that'll be more of that. We got a show called Echo, based off the character from the Hawkeye TV series, getting her own series. She's a deaf fighter kind of thing. Looks dope.
Huh.
The Marvels, which is supposed to bring.
Wait.
Rewind.
Like the Blind Bandit?
The Blind Bandit?
Yes. Come
What are
on,
you
one of
talking
you get it.
The
One of you
Blind
get it.
Bandit?
Come on. It's an Avatar reference.
Oh,
Daisy's going to be screaming when she hears this episode.
She's gonna be like, get
Echo.
him off
That's
the
what, that's pretty much what Toph uses in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Wait, Avatar, like the James Cameron movie?
Yes,
That's supposed to be-
blue fucking
Shut
cat
up.
people. That's what we're talking about.
Stab him for me.
Yep.
Look, I
Fucking
know he's
asshole.
family. Stab him in the leg. Yeah.
So we've got the Marvels coming out, which is going to team up Captain Marvel. It's kind of her sequel movie with Miss Marvel from the television series. Not many details about what's going to happen in that, but it could be cool.
They don't even know yet. They're like, there's too many Marvels here.
We've got all the Marvels.
We got a lot of Marvel.
Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, presented by Marvel, owned by Disney.
Yeah,
and Marvel.
just no. It's going to be marvelous.
Disney comes out, it's like, I'm the real captain here. Look at me. I'm the
Mickey
captain
Mouse.
now.
Yeah, I'm the captain. Here's a big one. Blade.
Oh,
The
yes.
reboot is happening
Yes.
with Mahershala Ali. It's Blade.
Oh.
I don't need to say anything more than that. I hope that we get a Midnight Suns movie. I know we're getting a video game. Hopefully, we get a movie.
It's
'cause
the
that's
reason we
cool.
have the Marvel Cinematic Universe now.
Yeah.
The Blade is the reason. People don't know that. Wesley Snipes, Blade, you're welcome.
I've been talking to Rick, and I'm like, I hope that they bring Wesley Snipes back as one of the. Make him Whistler. Like him as Whistler would be fucking great.
So
Look,
kinda-
they're trying to keep
kinda-
him out of tax trouble. They're just like, if we don't pay you, you can't not pay someone else. You know?
Like even if he just makes a small appearance, that would be like
Have it be
Yes.
have it be the club DJ at the blood freaking club that they go to.
He's like the
Going
old
up there.
Godfather vampire, like all old in the back.
Yeah,
They're like kissing
yeah.
his feet and sucking his dick and shit.
make him that. Not just bring him
Make him that.
something in that. Way. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool that it's coming back though. I'd like that. I'm down. I like when Marvel does rated R stuff.
And they're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Like, they've announced Blade has some characters just have to be rated R. When you're dealing with vampire shit, it has to be rated R.
Yeah.
Like there's no way
Deadpool.
you could
Rated R.
there's just no way. Let's see, we got Agatha Covenant of Chaos. It's basically a spin-off series from WandaVision, following the adventures of Agatha Harkness, seeing the kind of shenanigans she gets up to and see who she dicks over, for lack of a better word. I don't know what to expect from it. It's going to be more witchy stuff, which is kind of fun. A huge one, Daredevil. They're coming
Yes.
back with the series of him, but even better is that they're using Charlie Cox from the Netflix Daredevil. So it's not like they're having to cast anybody new, because everybody looks at it and it's like, you are Daredevil. Like,
And they're
at this
bringing
point.
back the guy that played Kingpin.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be back as Kingpin, which, he took a fucking rocket in Hawkeye and walked away from it like, it ain't no thing.
He is a badass.
He is fucking.
This one's cool because I wrote something down about this. I'm not a huge Daredevil fan, right? The Daredevil movie that released when we were growing up,
Ben Affleck.
I was young enough to be like, this is kind of
I.
cool. Now, as an adult, looking back, I've watched that movie one time. I can remember one fucking thing about that movie. And it's how the blind motherfucker folded his money so he knew what kind of money he had, right? It wasn't the cool action sequences and like how awesome Daredevil is. It was like blind people can do cool shit with their money because that makes perfect sense.
The
Right?
only thing I remember about that movie is when Bullseye chokes the lady
Nope.
in the airplane. That's
Don't
the only
remember
thing
that.
where he throws.
You guys don't remember the fight scene between him and Elektra in the playground, and they're doing weird things with like
Yeah, I
being on
don't
the
remember that.
seesaw, or like his blind vision where when it starts to rain he could see everything.
Yeah, duh.
Sleeps in a deprivation chamber so he could turn off the voices.
I'm leading with that because I'm kind of excited for this. Not as a
Yeah.
Daredevil fan. it seems like they could actually do something that's super dope and could bring non-Daredevil fans into a universe that we're not super familiar with.
Did you ever watch the Netflix run?
No.
Dude, you got to go check out it. I think it's the first episode of the first season. There's a hallway fight scene that harkens back to the Japanese movie Old Boy.
Old Boy?
That is
okay.
so freaking dope. He's just fighting like I don't know, just an army of dudes, and he's just like, and he's doing things in this, and it's just one shot of a hallway, and he's off camera, but he's back on, and check it out if you watch nothing else but the hallway scene from season whatever it is.
I think it's 1.
That makes me
I'll
think
just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cheat and watch it because it's too cool.
So real quick, because it's part of kind of that same universe, they're finally coming back out with The Punisher season 3.
Fuck yeah!
Is this still John Bernthal?
Yes.
Awesome.
I
Couldn't have
love
chosen a better guy for that role.
Yeah, I think he definitely made his mark as Castle. Like, he is the Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like the fucking Punisher.
And how he has, like, no powers. He's just a man just on revenge for his family.
He's got such a will to like do what's right in his
All
eyes.
aboard the murder train.
Captain America has the new movie coming out called New World Order. This will feature Anthony Mackie as the Falcon as Captain America, and like the first role that he's done it, like the TV series they had, Winter Soldier and the Falcon, kind of had him like, I don't know if I can take up the mantle of my friend. I don't think I'm worthy. Blah blah blah. But this will be the first one where he's like, okay, I think I can do this. I don't know. I'm a little torn out because it's not Captain America per se, because Captain America is freaking
Chris Evans.
Who's just
So I'm not a Captain America fan.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a super fan of the movies. Civil War was great, but
that Winter Soldier movie's freaking.
that's the one where him and
perfect.
Tony Stark beat the shit out of each other, right?
That's Civil War.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier's the one where they introduced Bucky
Sebastian
Barnes.
Star.
Bucky, yeah,
they have
which
that
is a
cool
long
fucking
hair guy, right?
Longish hair, yeah.
Yeah, longish.
He's got the metal arm. I don't know.
That's like
But,
you're saying your hair is reddish.
We got Thunderbolts coming, which for those who don't know, think about the Suicide Squad, but Marvel version. Basically a bunch of bad guys trying to do good. Pretty dope shit comes out of that. They had like it's just wild shit. Like
nothing more to
like-
say. It's just wild shit.
it's just, take bad guys who are trying to be good guys who are like used to getting their way, who can't quite do their normal shit. They're trying to be like PG, but they're like R-rated, It's like us trying to do a kid show. Fantastic Four, that was announced. That is huge.
I think I'm excited for that one.
Yes.
I am too. I think they've waited long enough, and they need, because I watched the original one not too long ago, right? And it's a bad movie. It's a real bad movie, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's still kind of cool.
The second one's bad.
The
first
second
one's
one's the Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, it's real bad.
Except for the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I think that's the only part I liked was
Thank you,
Silver
Doug
Surfer.
Jones.
Silver Surfer, if they can introduce that character in a real way,
Yeah.
even if they can introduce Galactus
Wolf.
in a real way and not a just fucking cloud.
They're gonna build up to him being like the big guy at one point.
Oh, they did it with Thanos. Do it with fucking Galactus.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
They have a
Galactus-
chance to really bring that franchise back, and I'm genuinely excited, like, to see a new
I am too.
Fantastic Four.
I'm optimistic it'll be good because it's in the right hands finally, but
Yeah.
like we've had so many missteps.
Give
like
that shit to
fan-
Jon Favreau. Let him go.
Fuck, dude. Like
That dude
there's
can do no
talks-
wrong in the Marvel universe.
There's talks at one point John Watts was going to take it on, the guy who did the Spider-Man movies, like
Okay.
No Way Home and stuff. That he was going to do it, and I was like, that's a good fucking call.
Yep.
That dude knows how to make a good movie. There's been talks that John Krasinski won't be Mr. Fantastic, which for those who know, he was in Multiverse of Madness,
See, and I feel like
and that was
he
such a
did-
fan cast. I think they were just doing lip service for the fans. I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to keep with
I think
Krasinski
he'd have been
as
a great. I think he'd have done a great Mr. Fantastic.
no, and he
Because
was
that small part in that movie, he is fantastic.
He was
You
great
never
in it.
know.
like I don't know if he's the type who'd want to be tied down to doing 3 more movies or type.
Why
or,
wouldn't
know?
you though? He's
Oh,
got to do some indie stuff after The Office, and it's like, hey, bud, they want you to be here. Get paid out the ass. You'll
Oh,
be
he
Mr.
should.
Fantastic. Do you think Robert Downey Jr. gives a shit that he's Iron Man, and
Yeah,
we don't
I
give a
think he'd
fuck
love
about any of his? You know what one of his best fucking movies was?
Benny and June.
Charlie
No, that was-
Bartlett.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Charlie Bartlett was a great fucking movie. dude.
Great.
Fantastic.
No one
movie.
knows about that one. He's
Robert
fucking
Downey
Iron
Jr.
Man.
is a great freaking.
When he in 16 Candles?
Oh.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that-
Ducky?
Kids who puts the underwear on his head. Or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit?
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Before we move on for this, because we only have 2 more, I wanted to kind of propose a question to y'all, because as I was looking at a lot of this stuff, it got me thinking, do you think it is a good thing that we know about all these things coming out years from now? And I asked this because, like, when we were growing up, we didn't know about like future plans of companies and like, hey, we have a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan. And with Marvel especially, we're looking at stuff that we have a name, we have a concept, and we're not going to see it for another 3 years, 4 years maybe, given that they don't delay it. Is this good? Do you like this? Or would you rather have that, like, hey, here's your preview, it's out in 9 months?
See, I don't like it. Because I'm the kind of person like
I want it
it's
now.
more of a it's more surprise, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you didn't 'cause again, when we were growing up, you had to read like Fangoria or Wizard or something like that to be like, oh look, here's a movie that's gonna be coming out next year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it was more exciting that way. We didn't know it was coming out in 5 more years, 6 more years. It's the same thing with like music. When you heard a band with them put out a CD and you're like, yeah, it was more exciting for that time.
Yeah.
Now, sure, it gets you hyped for it and you want more. Instead of back in the day when it was more exciting to figure out, oh man, we're getting a new Alien movie next year. Finally.
Yeah. So, and
Or
that's why I
new-
kind of bring it up, because like in my mind, I'm real instant gratification, right? Like if I know that I can have something or you have something that I can have, I want it now. And so like with Marvel, you know, I bring this up because go ahead and tell us about the last 2 on this list here for me, please.
Yeah, for sure. I think with them releasing a schedule early, it does diminish it a bit, especially when they have to go against their own. Like, how many times since 2020, when the pandemic happened, did they have to shift shit around? Like, I
Yeah.
think it's a detriment, and then you're like letting your fans down because they were expecting it November 2020, but they didn't get it until April
2021.
21. Yeah. And so I think doing that, like putting it out there that, oh, hey, we're making a thing is fine. But I think the surprise of like, oh, surprise, here's a surprise trailer of Fantastic Four when it's like 2 months out is the way to play it. Cause then you're like, oh shit, I didn't know this was coming.
It's
Yeah.
happening.
You know, but that's unfortunately because MCU has changed the industry in such a way that they do these big, like, here's our plan for the next 3 years, folks. You're going to love it.
That's
Or
why I
not,
bring it up, because you're right. They have like made a weird change in that industry where now we expect to know what companies not only are about to put out, but what you are currently working on and what you plan on working on in the future. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking riot.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Marvel's better about it. Where like when they say they're putting some out, for the most part, they have. DC, they've said some stuff that's like, hey, we're gonna do this movie called The Deep about the creatures that live down in the Mariana Trench. Oh, actually, we're not going to do that. It's like,
Psych.
you know, you shoot yourself in the foot. So I think it's better just to be like, we've planned some stuff. I hope you're excited, but we're not going to give you any more information. Maybe give us ideas or leak things here and there, but don't make it like this huge like spectacle of like, here's the next 5 phases. Maybe give us the next phase.
We might show like a picture of like a movie poster
Yeah, give us.
Yeah.
or concept art.
I want to
Get a
see
little bit of concept.
2023. That's as far as I want to see, because anything over a year, first of all, not guaranteed, especially in today's day and age. And I'm going to forget about it. And like, I really don't like the roller coaster of emotions of hearing about it, forgetting about it, hearing about it again, forgetting about it. Oh, it's getting closer. It's still 2 years away.
Yeah.
You know, it's like really fucked, and I don't like it.
So, like, again, like I'm a big ICP fan, right? And every time I did introduce like a new CD, as soon as you did, like, if you'd open up that booklet and on the back it'd show the next 3 releases
Yeah.
coming out. It got you excited. You're like, yes. And again, with like Wizard or Fangoria, you'd look into it, and Wizard would be like, oh look, X-Men's coming out with a new comic.
Yeah.
Fangoria would be like, oh look, Jason, Friday the 13th is they're redoing a remake, or some kind of new horror movie.
Yeah.
And it got you excited. When they're doing these phases of, oh, we're 10 years out, but here's what to expect. You're like, there's no more excitement for that anymore, because you already know. You already know what it is. People are going to, show trailers already, and you're like, I'm excited, but at the same time, it's not exciting.
Yeah.
Until it comes out.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I like that.
You're just like, all right, there's no more hype for it anymore, because you've already teased me with it.
Yeah. So now you're just at the point where you're like, all right, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
Hopefully
all right,
it's
bitch.
good.
I want it now.
You're
I'm tired of looking at
around.
it. I want it now.
You're waiting around for 4 more years with a half chub, because I don't have the full thing no more.
It's like you're excited, and then as the weird years, and then you get to the moment, and you're like,
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you might be.
hey, all right, that was pretty good.
Then when you see it, you might be extremely disappointed with it. You're like, oh, this is definitely not what I thought it was going to be.
It'll fuck you up on your expectations. Always temper your expectations. We
Always
learned that
temper
early
your
on in this episode.
Going low, and then that way, if it's something even okay, you're like, all right, sweet. I'm glad
Going
I saw
low and lick high.
Like me getting circle jerked with the television. I am getting circle jerked by Amico, and I'm still enjoying it. Should I? Probably not.
No, because you should have came by now, and you haven't yet, and that's a real blue ball situation, bro. You're gonna have a tummy ache.
2020, I should have busted my load all over the place.
Yeah.
But nope.
2021 came, and you really should have came, and then once 2022 came, you should have been like, "It's raw. Get off of it. I don't want it."
And television's like,
You're not doing
hey, let me stick my finger in your butt. Just to kind of be like, oh, do you
No,
like
because
that?
in theory,
You like that?
rumor has it that we would like that. So
Yeah.
Amico was just like, nah.
No, we almost got you
just
there.
look at it. Just look at it for a second.
Spit on
Just-
no? Okay.
Just a tip.
No.
Just a tip.
Anyways.
Give me something.
Before this gets too dirty.
Yeah, I'm going way off the.
So
Yeah.
to finish up the final phase, they've got Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars, which is insane.
Okay, one thing on the
25?
Something like that, yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Kang Destiny, I think they showed like a movie poster for it or concept poster for it. I want to see if it's that one. Or they're talking about it, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about Murdoch's gonna be in that movie.
Oh,
Does he not have a show, right? Patton Oswalt?
Murdoch did.
yes, he does
Yeah,
on
MODOK.
Hulu.
So he's gonna be making his way into one of the Avenger movies.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Or wait, no.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
He's probably gonna
Murdoch
be the
will
big villain for that one.
in that movie.
That's
But then they also, I think they also hinted at him being in Avengers.
well,
Interesting.
sure. I mean,
So-
he's the big bad guy for that thing. This guy.
I think it's that one. I think there's like a picture of him.
Plus, we've got like Chang-Chi coming out with a sequel too.
Yeah.
At some point.
So,
Yeah.
look, you get Blade.
You know, it's
I'm excited for Murdoch. He's a cool character. Definitely an interesting character.
MODOK is crazy. He's such a wild.
That's why I'm really surprised they haven't introduced Mojo into any.
Mojo
any of
Jojo?
the- Yeah, Mojo Jojo. I think that was his name, right? Mojo. When he's the big fat guy in the.
Oh, I know who you're talking
I'm
about.
like, I'm
He
surprised they
controls-
haven't like
He
really
controls Murder World, which is what ties into the Secret Wars.
see. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe they'll introduce Mojo. Like he'd be a cool character to see. into that whole universe.
So I want to ask before we wrap this thing up and call it good. Now that we've kind of had it, this seems like the first year that we've kind of felt a little bit of normalcy just across the world in general. And with San Diego Comic-Con coming back the way that it did, Marvel coming back, because it was big this year. Do you feel like we're back to having stuff back? Is this good? Do we like this? Or would you rather have Marvel just do their own thing? You know, that like we're seeing in the game industry nowadays. Is it better to just have those pinpointed things, or would you rather something like Comic-Con be that place to have these announcements?
I think Comic-Con has made such a high point in life that that's what everybody looks forward to.
Yeah.
Is Marvel releasing stuff there. I don't see them releasing anything underground anymore, or, you know, secretly. I think Comic-Con has really made that point.
I think it does more for like the in-person aspect of it, because it is a going back to normalcy where you're going to an event where Marvel's going to be at and they're going to release some shit. You know, Marvel did a great job at adapting to what the situation was, and instead of sticking with San Diego Comic-Con, they're just like, fuck it, we can do our own thing, and it's going to be bigger. It's going to be as big as if we were at San Diego Comic-Con. But tying themselves to the fans with San Diego Comic-Con just makes it that much bigger, makes them feel that much more important, because nope, we're not going to do our own thing. We're gonna be with the fans, unlike DC, who's still going to do their DC fandom stuff.
Yeah. So that was kind of my point, because like it does seem that Marvel, more so than like any other company I can think of, really does listen to the fans to an extent that is like surprising. And like they're so fan focused, especially when it comes to announcements and stuff, that you're right. I think something like San Diego Comic-Con is like the perfect place because it fills both of their shoes, right? They're going to get the exposure because it is the largest Comic-Con in the world. And they're also going to do that fan service, which is why they have such a loyal fan base from the start of it with Stan Lee to where we're at now with the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
You know, it's so I wanted to ask, right? Because it feels good. We've got, you know, E3 was just announced for next year, BlizzCon coming back for next year, Portland Retro Gaming Expo is back. You know, we got to go to a convention this year together. Denver Comic-Con was back. So it's kind of cool to start seeing this stuff happen, but I'm kind of curious on, and we kind of talked about this on the convention episode, but I'm kind of curious on how, as we move forward from like COVID times, how these companies are going to like address the we can do this on our own situation.
I think it's goes back to how connected they want to be with their fans. Like if you
hope
can
for the best.
hope for the best that, you know, like your fans are going to be there, they're going to show up to these events. Like, oh hey, you want to have your DC fandom? That's great. Maybe do an in-person one.
Yeah.
You know, they had a little bit of showing at Comic-Con, but they didn't make their presence known like Marvel did, or like The Walking Dead, I guess, had a huge, you know.
Well, they're bringing Rick Grimes back and stuff, right, for the final season.
They're ending the main story, and then they have a spin-off going off with Terry Crews where they're telling all these little anthology stories of different people in the situation, and then they've got the Rick Grimes coming back, and they've got this and that, and for me, Walking Dead has just spin out of control to the point that it's unrecognizable as the beast that it once was.
Michonne's gonna have her own spin-off series.
Yeah.
Negan and Maggie's gonna have their spin-off show.
It's just
you just after a while you're like, I'm so burnt out on The Walking Dead.
I see your little monster coming down now.
The Walking Dead for me has kind of died off.
Oh, 100%.
I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah.
Like I was during the beginning.
I never watched the show as it came out. I ended up watching it a couple years ago up to like where they like get to the jail.
Yeah.
That's like season 2.
Yeah, season 2 or something. And then I was just like
3, I guess.
I'm over this. But the graphic novels are amazing.
The graphic novel. Robert Kirkman made it where it's supposed to be the comic that never ends.
Yeah.
And when it does, it'll just turn out that it's all aliens. So
and then they had all these like weird spin-off series like Fear the Walking Dead. And then Worlds Beyond, they had They had a weird series with that, and then just after a while, you're like, how many more series can you actually do with Walking Dead until it's like you get burnt out over a while. You're like, all right, I can't do no more.
Well, that
Getting
was
ganged
crazy.
by kids.
Yeah, that was a crazy episode with all the news. As we see the zoo of your household coming to invade your space, I will ask you guys, do you have anything else that you want to discuss today, or do we want to wrap this thing up?
So I'm a big Alien and Predator fan. Predator's getting their new movie on August 5th called Prey.
Okay.
So it like ties in the whole beginning of Predator pretty much.
Interesting. It's called Prey?
Yeah, it's coming out August 5th on Hulu.
Oh yeah. That shit looks dope, dude.
They're coming out with an Alien series for FX. It's gonna be a television series. And then there's also word about a possible Alien movie finally.
I don't know if I necessarily want another Alien movie, but a TV series done in today's day and age, I think if done right, could be awesome.
That's the best thing if done right. Like,
yeah, everything is to this point now, right?
I try to watch the new Resident Evil series. The first episode was good, but then after a while, I'm like, I just don't know anymore. It's always
yeah,
so
I've
hard.
heard mixed signals on the Resident Evil series. I haven't dug into it yet because I'm in love with Mila Jovovich. So without her in it, my interest is very low. It's very,
Right.
very low.
But yeah, I think I'm more excited for Prey. Prey is-
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out. August 5th on Hulu. I'll be camping. So.
Anything that has to do with that whole universe with predators and aliens, I'm like, all right, I'm sold.
Yeah, you're one of those nerds.
Do you think the Disney influence will have any kind of impact on it? Because they own both Predator and Alien.
So the creators of Predator, like, are totally against Disney owning it.
Yeah.
Like they're
Makes
like,
sense.
we want to buy our property back.
Can't
And of course,
afford it.
Disney's like, aha. Mickey's like,
Oh, fuck you!
no.
Get the hell out of here!
Yeah.
Because aliens and predators, like,
Oh,
it's one of those weird, like, you're a fan of it or you're not.
regardless, yeah.
So of course, like, Alien and Predator is definitely not a PG-13 type of movie or anything like that. It's very R-rated, play-driven movies and shit. Like when I found out that Marvel picked up the comic book.
I love that you just hucked his truck across the room.
Like the Marvel Alien comic books are great.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. Like I'm so used to the Dark Horse, but then when you read the Marvel, you're like, man, I'm sold.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, everything's owned either by Disney or
Google,
yeah,
Facebook.
Walmart, Amazon.
Damn Walmart owning everything.
Damn Walmart. Well, we are going to wrap this beautiful train wreck of a show that we call the Retronomipod up. As always, you can find us at speak of Google. Just search Retronomipod. Click one of those links because we're the only one out there for the time being until you assholes want to copy our steez.
The shit.
Retronomipod on Instagram, Facebook. You can search it in YouTube and Twitch. We'll be streaming some multiverses here this week. I'm going to do probably another retro stream at some point. I also want to mod my Super Nintendo Classic. So maybe I'll do that on stream since I already did it with my NES.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah, I might as well. I already have all the files and everything, so I don't have to show anyone how to download anything. I can just show them how it works. Otherwise, Drew, I know you have an Instagram where you show off some of your car stuff, your collection stuff.
And it's a BUG3Y3_wagon.
I got
Bug eye underscore wagon, spelled in elite speak. Just
that's
good
very
old late
If you're-
90s email addresses.
If you're into cars and stuff like that, that's where you can find me for the.
Drew does have a nice little Subaru. He is he's a
sign.
mechanic.
Yeah,
I was gonna give you like a bunch of compliments, but I was like, I don't know how good of a mechanic you are. You do it for a living.
I do it for a living, and I do it on the sides.
Well,
Most
I
of
got a
the-
Jeep.
I do it on
What's
the
up?
side. That's the way I do it too. On
What-
the side.
what kind of we'll talk later after the show about your problems on your Jeep.
Oh, I ain't got no problems on the Jeep, bro. It's beautiful, it's sexy, and I need tires.
Oh, yeah, see, there's always a
With-
need.
That being said, say it.
So we just got onto Anchor. We switched over. We ported over for Audio Boom to Anchor. One of the coolest features that they have is now there's a link that there's a microphone feature where essentially you can leave voicemails for us to listen to.
Yes.
So if you want to participate in any part of the show, adding your 2 cents to any of the MCU stuff we talked about, answering the question of the week, which I'll present here in just a second, or literally just to say hi, you might be featured on the episode. That's going to be something that we're going to start incorporating as more people do it.
Yes, the other things that especially I am looking forward to personally is if you have a weird question of the week, if you have a who would win, a movie line, something you just want us to hypothetically talk shit about, leave that voicemail because that is just a cool option that we have now. I'll leave the link in the show notes. You guys can click that. It works via your phone. Pretty much anywhere that you have access to a microphone, it'll allow you to leave us a voicemail, which, if you're lucky and your stuff is awesome, which I'm sure it's going to be, we will read on the show. So, you can find us there. Link in the show notes for the voicemail.
And to take us out the way that we usually do with the weird question of the week. What if siblings were born to be your nemesis?
Ah, God, I love this one. I have siblings. You have siblings.
Yeah.
True. Not so much. We're going
He
to
is
beat
my
this
sibling.
fool's ass
That's
like
right.
he's a young brother. As always, we appreciate you guys stopping by this week for this week's episode of the Retronomipod. We love you, and we will catch you next time.
Say good night.
Oh, and good night.
And good night.
Thank you for having me on for ranting about my Intellivision bullshit.
Yeah. Well, Rick kept asking me, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, what for? And he's like, I don't know. And I was just like, I don't know.
It's hard to explain the whole situation because, like, I'm not involved, but I'm aware of it. So it's hard to be like, well, this and this and this. It's just better if we get them on to explain
Then me getting emails from producers.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Oh,
The
I
Killer
can't
Clowns
talk
thing.
about any of that right now. That's all under the table.
Do you have an
got-
NDA signed?
Got some stuff.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm trying to get off.
hold on.
Isn't that cool?
Episode 67. Let me close this out. All right, stream. We love you.